I've just had breakfast here at the Sapokaro guest house where I'm staying, and I'm about to be picked up by a guide and driver and head toward the largest volcanic lake in the world, Lake Toba, a couple of hours from here. But first I've asked the driver to take me to a nearby hilltop to view Berastagi, as well as two of Sumatra's better-known volcanoes not far from town. This is Gudaling Hill, a wonderful place to view not only Berastagi, but the mountains all around, including the two volcanoes, Mount Subiac and Mount Sinabung, still very much active. Mount Subiac is some 7,100 feet tall. Its last major eruption was barely more than a century ago. There's still a lot of geothermal activity in the form of steam vents and hot springs. I'm on the Sinabung side of the hill at the moment, where you can see the great Mount Sinabung, which is continuously active out over this beautiful valley. Sinabung erupted in 2010 after lying dormant for 400 years, forcing villagers in several small communities below to flee and their former villages to be abandoned. All you have to do to get a sense of how active this volcano is to look at it. Getting close to it is restricted, even though the government has prohibited people from climbing the mountain. That has not prevented hikers, trekkers, going into some of the abandoned villages in a kind of ghost town tourism. In the last 10 years, at least 23 people have died in the restricted zone. I've arrived at a place to get a great view of the lake. The lake itself is a giant caldera that geologists say formed 75,000 years ago when Mount Toba blew its top and collapsed. It's 62 miles long, 19 miles wide, making it the largest crater lake in the world and one of the deepest. Another way of thinking of its size is comparing it to another famous caldera at Yellowstone National Park in the United States. Yellowstone's caldera is 72 kilometers long and 55 kilometers wide. Toba Lake, by comparison, is 100 by 30 kilometers. I'm at a little tourist enclave at the north end of the caldera, and so on a day like this, when it's rather hazy, even though the sun is out, it's very difficult to see it, but there's a huge island out in the lake that is like a crater within a crater, and it is the size, literally, of Singapore. The lake and the island is of great spiritual and cultural value to the native Karo people who live around this lake. And although I won't be able to visit them on this trip, there are several indigenous villages on the island that are popular destinations. This entire area around the lake is part of the Toba Caldera National Park, and many of the people who travel to this national park come to the particular place where I am because there's an added bonus feature to see here, and that is the Sipisopiso Waterfall. In case you're wondering, Sipisopiso means knife in Karonese. I've come up a trail that allows one to get a view of the falls from up above, and I have arrived at the viewpoint. There's a trail that goes down to the bottom of this falls. The falls itself is nearly a 400 feet plunge, and the trail, of course, winds all the way to the stream at the bottom. I have to apologize to you. I'm just not up to making that up and down hike today, given the temperature, which is warmer than usual here, and the usual humidity, which is very, very high here. I, as they say, just don't have the juice to do it. If you were in an airplane looking down on this landscape at the waterfall, you might think that the waterfall is coming out of nowhere. That's because there's no visible river or stream that feeds this waterfall. It's an underground river that pokes through the limestone off the cliffs, or I should say out of the cliffs, at the northern tip of the Lake Toba caldera. So in essence, it's like looking at a fire hose coming out of the side of a mountain.
On the road from Berastagi, you reach the edge of the caldera well before you get to the lake, meaning there's about a 45-minute descent from Sipisopiso Falls to the lakeshore.
You can explore this lake and the island for days, I'm sure, and not run out of interesting things to discover in the native villages that surround it. I'm in one such lakeside village, Silalahi, near the north end of the lake, of another indigenous group, another long-lost kingdom, the Batak people. Like others of the villages, this one is also the name of a clan of Batak, for whom this beautiful region is their ancestral homeland.
The village has a ceremonial community hall and, surprisingly considering its small size, an impressive monument honoring its Batak forebears going back hundreds of years.
This is a most unusual place. A lovely alcove with a small, sandy, rocky beach. Fishermen gathered here, fishing for goldfish, as they would translate it here. It's not the koi that you might be accustomed to, but nonetheless it is a type of goldfish, orange in color, that is a delicacy. And you can see fish clearly in this beautiful, pristine lake. Some of them I see are small and orange, but my guide tells me they're not goldfish. It's a fish called lohan, which is similar to a piranha, except they are not a threat to humans. They do attack other fish. I'm walking under a grove of trees. It's the cashew fruit is what it produces, so it's a cashew tree, but not what you're thinking of. It doesn't produce a cashew nut. The fruit of this tree is shaped sort of like a an apple. It's green and it's not edible. But the trees are fantastic suppliers of shade along this lakefront. I'm hearing sort of a ruckus up ahead, and I think it's some children who are wanting my attention. Hello. Hello. How many of you speak English? Anybody?
There is no. This one. This one.
Ah, this one.
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Kristen Boy.
Kristen. That's a very pretty name. So how do you speak English?
A little bit.
How did you come to speak English?
A little bit. What is your name, sir?
My name is Ron.
Oh, Ron.
Ron. R-O-N.
Ron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you live here? Do you?
No.
Are you visiting?
Visit, yes.
Where are you from?
Sumatra Utara.
Where's that?
Indonesia.
This is Sumatra Utara.
It's near here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not,
Yeah. I'm from the United States.
oh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Everybody's very friendly.
Very good.
Yeah. I like that.
With friends?
What's your name?
My name is Joshua Chombing.
It's what?
Joshua.
Joshua. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you're trying to avoid friendly people in Indonesia, don't even bother. Okay, everybody. Let's get together.
Three, two, one. Action. Again. More. Once more.
Come on.
Come on.
Get up here, right in front of me.
Okay. It's okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Okay.